Take 11. Howdy, howdy, guys. Welcome back to Cruiser Man's Inventions. What we have here is an off-take of the same re-looping system, but we have a couple of extra things here that I've put in the mix to make it all work better. Now, one of my subscribers says, what would happen if you unplugged this from the wall and plugged it into the inverter? Would it work? Look, I never had this in the last shot, guys, and I never had this hooked up to the inverter. Okay, so let me just take you through the system again. Okay, I had a light bulb down here, I had this drill spinning this, and in return this was producing 12 volts straight to the back end of this inverter, which it takes 12 volts in the back, and out from the front was throwing out 240 volts at 300 watts. The drill is 500 volts. This little motor is 24 volts, only at 180 watts. So I've disconnected the battery out, as you can see here, and I've got the meter hooked up. So you can see what volts this delivers, okay, first, with the battery disconnected. So in the old video, I spun it up. Yep. Yep, past 12, and the light came on. Now, that was because the drill was plugged into the wall. Now, we're going to disconnect it from the wall, and my subscriber says, what would happen if you plugged it into the inverter? Well, this here is, as you can see, plugged into the inverter here. So, but what we need to kick it off, guys, is this here, a battery. We need power. There we go. We need power first. Yep, the light's on. Yep. And we're reading 12 volts here from the battery. This is where it becomes self-sustainable and self-looping now, is because the light's on because of the battery, and I'm about to put my finger on this, wind it up. There we go. And then what will happen is this will start charging the battery. But let's have a look here, guys. If I could find a stand here and stand this up. There's only one of me, guys. You're going to have to bear with me here for a minute. Alright, I'll put this on a stand here, guys. Alright, I'm going to power up the drill, and then I'm going to disconnect the battery. And this is what I really think you guys are getting to, okay? Here we go. Now, I'm going to disconnect the battery. There we go. There we go. Without the battery, guys, it goes off. Without the battery, see, I've just pulled it out. The whole thing goes off, and that's what I was trying to explain to you. This generator is only 180 watts. It's hardly even enough to power this up by itself without the battery. But I just showed you that it could do it without the battery, right? So, but that's what happens. If you did want to know, that's what happens, guys. It just shuts off. There is many ways to make a self-looping system, but this ain't the way. But it's interesting. This video was really all about, can this alternator actually power this inverter to be able to run something at 240 volts? And it did, but it had to be plugged into the wall. But there was another way. You could plug 12 volts into this inverter and just have the drill running, and it ran. So cool. You can make it self-looping, but it won't do it without the battery. Cool, guys. Take 11. Unbelievable. Cool. Cruiser Man out, guys.